Yo, and we are live. You feel me? Hey, you just not tuning in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get these views up. You know what we watching right now? You know we finna tune into. It's Talks with Cornelius. And right now, man, look, it's a whole lot to go over. You feel me? It's a lot to tune into. You know, we've been going through this Julio Foolio trial for a very long time, and they finally got the situation to where, they cracked it. The people that pretty much committed this crime, as y'all should say, allegedly, was the dumbest people ever, right? And what I mean by the dumbest people ever, we're gonna break it down. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into a lot of the evidence that a lot of people missed. If you have not been following this case has been going on for damn near over a year. And all of the evidence, all of the witnesses, all of the police work have been done. And now they're in the situation of trying to prosecute these people and make these charges stick. And you know how the justice system go. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how it go, you're finna learn. You feel me? Let's tune in. I want to refresh everybody's memory. And I want to get y'all to what's tuned in. I'm not here to break down the whole case. What I'm here to do is show y'all the key evidence of how they even solved it in the first place. These dudes was very messy. They were very obnoxious when it came to doing this thing, and they didn't think this thing through at all. This is probably one of the easiest cases that I would ever say that was easy to, crack. So let's get into it without further ado. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you new to the channel, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Let's head down to Florida for an update in the case against Alicia Andrews for the murder of up-and-coming rapper Julio Foolio. Day three just wrapped for the day, and I want to bring in Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson. Matt, you've been following this case closely. Tell us about what might have stood out to you today.
Today was another big day, day 3 of testimony, and dramatic evidence played in this courtroom there in Florida, including the takedown video of one of the co-defendants. So the jury watching this arrest video of Rashard Murphy, who was tased when he was arrested. This arrest taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, the crime in Florida. He's one of 5 co-defendants accused of planning and fatally shooting up-and-coming rapper Julio Foolio, whose real name is Charles Jones. Here's what Officer Vega said on both direct and cross. Watch.
Now, were you aware at that point, when you were in your vehicle at that time, of the murder of an individual who had a celebrity name of Julio Foolio?
Yes, through just social media, but yeah.
Did you associate the two things? That car was wanted in relationship to that homicide?
Tampa, the date of entry. I believe it was probably 3 days or some change after the fact.
Did you know that firearms had been involved in that homicide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is that one of the reasons you pulled your duty sidearm?
Yes, sir.
When you produced your sidearm and you were exiting your car, did you point it at the suspect that was getting out of the Chevy Cruze?
I did.
Did you give him verbal commands?
Yes, sir.
What type of verbal commands?
I believe I said, let me see your hands, just to try to get compliance from him verbally.
Did he comply?
No.
What did he do?
He decided to run.
You ever come into contact with Alicia Andrews?
No.
You know who that is?
If I'm correct, it's the lady sitting over there.
All right. Do you know anything about her?
Objection, Your Honor.
I'm going to sustain the objection as the way the question is phrased. So rephrase your question.
You don't know who Alicia Andrews is?
Objection. Again, outside the scope and relevance.
Overruled. You can answer.
I do not.
Was Alicia Andrews with Rashard Murphy?
No.
So she didn't run
Objection,
from you?
Your Honor. Calls for speculation as to whether she ran.
Well, I think the question was ran with Rashard Murphy. So you can answer that question.
No.
All right. Do you have any indication that Alicia Andrews was in Georgia with Rashard Murphy?
So what's going on here is pretty much, they're trying to link her with the murder of Julio Foolio. They're trying to say that she had something to do. She was one of the girls that was, pretty much being the watch girl, right? They pretty much saying that, the charges that the people that actually committed the murder, that they're gonna pin them with, they're trying to do a conspiracy of with everybody, right? If you don't know what conspiracy is pretty much two or more people committing a crime, or even the intent of knowing that the crime was, going on. They're trying to establish that in this case, right? So pretty much it's not going to be hard for them to do so. The reason why I say that is because if you see how they played this situation so dirty. Now I'm gonna go back. I'm actually let this video finish, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play some of the video footage of everything leading up to it and after it. You know what I'm saying? They was so dirty, man. But let's look. I'm gonna finish letting y'all get the context of this whole situation. All right. If you're just not tuning in, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's go.
At any point in time? Did Rashad Murphy tell you anything about Alicia Andrews?
No.
Not showing the witness on the stand because this is a gang case. Some witnesses are opting out. Andrews is the first co-defendant to go to trial. Here she is on all 3 days during testimony. She's been very engaged at the defense table, taking a lot of notes, listening closely. Now, if convicted, the 22-year-old faces a mandatory life sentence behind bars, not facing the death penalty like her co-defendants. Remember, she is the first to go to trial here of all of these co-defendants, and one has to wonder why. Is she just the easiest to, prosecute according to the state of Florida? Are they hoping that she testifies in the upcoming trials? There's a lot of questions as to why this case went first.
Yeah, and Matt,
All right, so look, if you know, right? You know that the females are they always are the easiest to break, if you feel me? The reason it don't even make sense because she's not the shooter. They know she's not the shooter, but I feel like they are trying to intimidate this young lady to tell, to testify, to get herself in the jam to the point to where they can use her, squill her, and then go after everybody else. You feel me? Her boyfriend, which is Gutta Zay, I want to say. You see, let me go back. You can't even see it on this. You can't even see it on this video. But she got his name tatted. You feel me? You can see the tattoos around her neck and kind of sort of in this picture right here. But I'm gonna play in another video. She got his name tatted, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But more of the story is they're trying to connect her with being the watch girl, being a person that was on the scene that knew what was going on, that pretty much she knew what was going on. She's pretty much saying that, okay, well, I didn't know what was going on. We were just on a date. We was on a honeymoon date, which that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? According to the prosecutors, bro, their defense is so tough. I don't even think she's gonna be able to get out of this one. I think she's gonna have to, pretty much take a plea deal on something. You know what I'm saying? So let's finish getting the context. We'll be right back.
Closely now, if convicted, the 22-year-old faces a mandatory life sentence behind bars, not facing the death penalty like her co-defendants. Remember, she is the first to go to trial here of all of these co-defendants, and one has to wonder why. Is she just the easiest to, prosecute according to the state of Florida? Are they hoping that she testifies in the upcoming trials? There's a lot of questions as to why this case went first.
Yeah, and Matt, I have to wonder if it's because it's the harder of the cases to prove, because that conspiracy could be considered harder. Now, we know in court that often a lot happens outside the presence of the jury. Tell me about some arguments that may have happened.
This has been an unpredictable trial, so watch it very closely, folks. So outside the presence of the jury, there was heated arguments. Today, more passionate arguments as the jury was sent home early, as prosecutors try to connect the defendant to gang members associated with the planned murder, according to prosecutors. Now, prosecutors, they want to admit text messages from 2020, 4 years prior to the shooting when it took place, between this defendant and a rival gang member talking about the victim, to establish Andrews was aware of a beef between the rival gangs, but the defense calling them too prejudicial and irrelevant. Here's the argument.
Well, she lives in Jacksonville, Your Honor. She is from Jacksonville. It is inevitable that she's going to know people or have communication with these people. Her association, and I don't mean association literally with the gang, I mean knowing these people or coming into contact with them is not a material issue in this case. It is another attempt by the state to put this before the jury to make it appear as though she is associated with the gang when their own expert officers, detectives are going to testify that she's not associated with the gang.
These arguments were lengthy. Okay, but the judge at the end of the day ruled that they can come in with limited scope through law enforcement testimony. We're going to see a familiar face come back up there on the stand and talk about these text messages. Testimony resumes on Monday. Today was a little bit of a shorter day for this jury sent home for the weekend, but Monday is day 4.
Day 4, thank you.
All right, cool. So y'all got the gist of what's going on, right? What I want to bring to your attention is this. Every time you do something, they can always go back to the text messages. They can always go back to the call log. They can always go back to everything that you do, right? And mind you, we live in 2025, finna be 2026. You can't get away with nothing these days. They got facial recognition, license plate scan. It's so much stuff that they got access to, and I'm talking about the government. The government got access to every fucking thing, right? So the thing about this situation is you do something, you fuck. Especially, it's cameras on every corner, every hotel, every building, every house. You do something, you fucked, right? So I want to bring you to some footage from how they got to where they're at and how they was able to crack this entire situation. Y'all wouldn't believe it though. Y'all would not believe it. They got the footage from a fucking car, Tesla. If you don't know about Teslas are very, 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 very advanced cars. They got cameras all around them. And most people think they just got parking sensors and, you know, the sensors that, you know, help you park. No. The fucking Tesla recorded everything. And the police was able to go and identify and see what the shooters was having and see where they went in the directions of license plates and all type of stuff. And this is a conglomerate of, you know, this is a conglomerate of things. It's not just the Tesla footage. They got hotel footage, license plate footage from the house of one of the shooters cleaning out the car. We're gonna get into everything, all right? If you're just not tuning in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to it, all right? So I'm gonna bring up this other video. I believe this is one of the detectives that's explaining how they got some of the footage that they got from, you know, to solve this whole case. Mind you, this happened in 2024. I want to say that, yeah. This happened in 2024. Let's bring this up. Let's make sure we got the thing. All right, cool. We got this on. I'm pulling this thing up right now. All right. And let's go. Mind you, this happened a minute ago. Listen, I'm telling you, you cannot beat the system. The system will find you. These white folks, they will come find you. All right. I ain't gonna lie. Shorty look like she guilty. You know what I'm saying? But that's allegedly. That's just me speaking. That's not a for sure. Who am I? I'm not the judge. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna let the judge do their job. But this is one of the detectives and the prosecutor pretty much asking the detective how they was able to figure out who did what and who was there and who is who, and let's get to it.
Tesla sitting there?
Yes, sir.
Parked?
Yes, sir.
All right. And did you and Detective Kirkpatrick have a discussion about any potential surveillance video from that motor vehicle?
Yes, we did.
Do you have knowledge that Teslas have a Sentry system?
Yes.
That if it's activated and the car actually has that installed through Tesla, that it can record.
I mind you, I'm gonna start it back. If y'all missed it, my speaker went out. This is the footage that they got from the recordings of the car, Tesla. This is a standby car, a car that, pretty much was just on standby. It was not a part of the investigation, the shooting, anything. Just a random person's car, all right?
So you saw the Tesla charging, and you saw there was a Tesla sitting there,
Yes, sir.
parked?
Yes, sir.
All right. And did you and Detective Kirkpatrick have a discussion about any potential surveillance video from that motor vehicle?
Yes, we did.
Do you have knowledge that Teslas have a Sentry system?
Yes.
That if it's activated and the car actually has that installed through Tesla, that it can record around the vehicle?
Yes.
Sustain is deleting.
Okay, I can rephrase. Are you aware of any kind of security systems within Tesla motor vehicles?
Yes, if equipped with the Sentry mode system, and if it's activated, Teslas have cameras pretty much covering 360 degrees of the vehicle itself. So all around the vehicle, there's cameras.
Were you able to determine who the owner of the Tesla was?
Yes.
And were you able to contact him?
Yes, he was a guest at the Home 2 Suites.
Did he agree to come down and meet with you at his Tesla?
Yes, he did.
Did you end up actually sitting in the Tesla for some reason with him?
Yes, in order to review the video on his in his Tesla, we had to access it from the computer.
Okay, got you. So this guy is saying that a person that owned the Tesla pretty much came forward and said, "Hey, look, I got this whole entire thing on video. Do you want to take a look?" The detective go down, he take a look with the guy, and that's where we at right now. If you're just not tuning in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
That runs the vehicle itself. There's a big screen inside in the center console, so that's where we viewed the video.
You actually viewed it on the center console of the Tesla?
Yes, sir.
All right. And in going back and reviewing video, did you find any video that may be relevant to the case?
Yes, we did.
And was that video collected? Did he give you consent to collect it?
Yes, he did.
Was there a date or timestamp on the video?
Yes, there was.
And was the time, well, first of all, was the date accurate?
The date was accurate, yes.
Was the timestamp checked again against the standard that you used earlier when you were checking the surveillance system in the Home 2 Suites?
So if the Tesla itself, there's no way to, like, if we were viewing video from a DVR system that's a security surveillance system, like say inside the building itself, we can look at that video in real time, live time, and be able to see the time and time and date that it's currently recording. However, the way that the Tesla works, there's no way to view live time. So what we were able to do though is specifically go to the approximate time frame that we knew existed from the Home 2 Suites, and then went to that time to see if there was any activations of the Sentry mode camera systems in the Tesla at around the same time of the events from the Home 2 Suites, and we were able to compare it to that. And based on that, it was, I think, maybe only a couple of seconds difference.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna stop right there, right? I want y'all to keep all of this in mind, right? We're gonna stop right there. I'm gonna fast forward to when they're showing the video footage from the Tesla and the hotel, and I'm gonna show a lot of the footage from when the shooting happened, right? In this footage, you're gonna see the suspects driving around multiple times. And quite honestly, I think it's the dumbest thing that they could have done. I think it's dumb that you even parked into the hotel parking lot if you know they got cameras, right? So like I said, the street dudes are not really that smart, and this is a very desperate move when it comes to murdering Julio Foolio. You feel me? Let's get into it though.
does that face?
This is facing facing towards the southeast.
Okay. As this car passes that we're going to see come through here, we're going to see another shot from behind it, from a different camera. Would that be facing northeast?
Yes.
Okay. And what I'll do is try to stop as we proceed. Was this car, did it become a car of interest in the investigation?
This is the car that they caught on camera. Y'all can see this car driving past, right? This is the car that the shooters got out of.
Was this car, did it become a car of interest in the investigation?
Yes.
That's a Chevy Impala. Keep that in mind.
Okay. And were you all able to identify the make and model?
Yes.
Okay, and what was it?
Chevrolet Impala.
All right. Okay, now we on the second camera.
Mind you, there's cameras everywhere. Why would you do this in a mix of cameras, standbyers? It's hella light outside. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even think to take your license plate off the car. It's like they made so many, and I'm not trying to justify what they did. They made so many mistakes to the point to where it was easy for the police to figure out who these people was and things like that. I just don't understand. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I really don't understand. You feel me? But let's go.
That is facing northeast.
That's correct.
All right, so up in the upper part of the screen, middle part of the upper part, we see a roadway. Would that be McKinley?
Yes, sir.
And would that be the intersection with Fowler?
Yes.
Now, in this camera, is this camera facing to the east on the north end of the building?
Yes.
Is that the same vehicle?
Yes, it is.
This camera here, we talked earlier about on the west side, going up the sidewalk from where the Lexus SUV was parked, which was just to the west of the portico entrance. There was a sidewalk, and you said if you go up that sidewalk, you enter this patio area with a pool. Is this the area?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So where the car is now, is that the area where the Dodge Charger's fuel trail or liquid trail, fluids trail ends up being left?
Yes, sir.
As it's fleeing, okay. The area that's just on the other side of that van where we can see the Impala, is that approximately, in fact, let me just step up here. Are these the charging stations here for the Tesla?
Yes, this is the charge station. I believe that's the Tesla right there.
Okay, all right. And I apologize, I don't have anything a pointer that'll work on that screen. Did you all make note of the fact in this video that that Impala had circled around the north end of the building?
Yes, sir.
And in the video here, does it appear to be turning around?
It appears it does like a 3-point turn to turn around and go back the other way.
And what part of the complex is shown here?
That's the front entrance portico area, along with the victim vehicle.
And then we just saw the southeast or southwest corner of the building.
Yes, sir.
Now, that car, that Chevy Cruze, was that identified as a suspect vehicle?
Yes, it was.
So they're pretty much saying that Alicia Andrews was in the Chevy Cruze, right? She's pretty much the girlfriend of one of the suspects or one of the murder suspects, right? And what I don't understand is It's a lot that I don't understand about this, right? It's a lot. And I need y'all to help me understand this in the comment section. Why would she not be charged with the shooters, right? And what I mean by that is she was at the murder scene. She was with them. She knew what was going on. I'm telling you, I'm not getting in the car with nobody if I don't know what's going on, where I'm going, what I'm about to do. I'm not getting in the car with you, right? And you know, I get it. This is like the ultimate Bunny and Clyde story. She don't want to snitch on her boyfriend, but they're gonna make her tell, right? They're gonna I don't even know at this point, man. It's crazy because it's crazy because a lot of things that she done in court, it's like she's taunting the judge. She got her makeup done by her attorney. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing right now? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are we doing right now? But we're gonna get to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fast forward to this right here. This is all of the footage of, you know, the prosecutor, you know, presenting their evidence. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much showing you exactly what happened, what led up to, you know, everything. This is everything. If you've never seen this footage before, this is the footage right here. This is the footage that led up to Julio Foolio losing his life. This is the footage that led up to him being ambushed. You know what I'm saying? Let's go on with it.
And do we see people running past the front of the Tesla?
Yes, sir.
Is that the rear of the
What I'm playing right now is all of this footage is from the hotel and the Tesla. Wherever the Tesla was, I want to say it's in this shot right here. But half of this footage is from the hotel cameras too. But the close-ups,
and then eventually does exit traveling southbound on McKinley.
Now, do we see individuals moving around that
Yes.
hold on, let's see.
Impala? And do we see
That's from the Tesla. You see a suspect right here. We go back a little bit.
now do we see individuals moving around that
Yes.
Impala?
This from the Tesla. Two people, right? This kind of bring me back to, and then you can see they dress head to toe. You can't even tell if they're white or black, right? But this brings me back to when young Dolph lost his life when they shot up Makita's cookies, right? And it took them a minute to find out who the shooter was because they was dressed head to toe. You couldn't even tell if they was black or white, right? This goes back to, you know, Dallas' own artist, Mo3. The shooter had a ski mask on and he was dressed head to toe. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know why people think that they can get away with this type of stuff when they fully covered. It's like you forget to cover the license plate. You forget to cover all the other aspects of what you're doing, and you just saying, okay, well, I'm gonna cover my body. like you can just get away from the cameras catching your license plate, or you can get away from, you know, anything. But I got something for y'all though. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna show y'all how dumb these dudes were.
And do we see people running past the front of the Tesla?
Yes, sir.
Is that the rear of the Tesla?
That is the rear of the Tesla.
Is this the side of the Tesla?
That would be the passenger side of the Tesla.
Okay.
When you see the cars scattering, this is when they started shooting. All right, keep that in mind. That's why the cars pulled off like that. This is when they started shooting. You can see Julio was in the. Hold on. All right, Julio was in this car right here. I have a better angle. He was in the Charger right here that pulled off. That's Julio in this car right here. Hey, everybody that's watching right now, share this video. Hit the like button, share the video. This is Julio in the car right here. The other car was one of his entourage. I believe they got out the car and somebody was still in the car. Or I believe one of the girls got shot, but she didn't die. These are the dudes walking down Julio. As you can see, trying to get away. Right? He almost hit the dude. But the thing about it is, I want y'all to understand something. He could have survived, right? He could have survived this guy right here. But he wouldn't go survive this guy right here. You feel me? If y'all can see where my arrow is pointing, there were 2 shooters. You feel me? 2 of them. The close-ups, yeah, he could have survived that. But he had another one on the driver's side that he was blinded by.
I want to back up a little in this shooting event. We see an individual emerge near that yellow car on the top right-hand side of the screen.
Yes, sir.
In between the Mercedes and what you identified earlier as a Bronco,
Yes, sir.
yellow, orange colored. Does that person appear to be wearing something over their head and face?
Yes, sir.
And what is it?
A mask of some type, like a ski mask type.
Okay. Is that the individual, or is he dressed similarly to the individual that is seen just a few seconds before on the Tesla video going down that grass area behind those cars?
It appears to be, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, it's clear to you in your investigation, is it not, that they're shooting rifles, these 2 shooters?
Yes.
And were any rifle casings found in that crime scene?
No, sir.
Was the area up near that orange or yellow Bronco and that Mercedes SUV on the other side of it, was that whole area searched where the person wearing the orange ski mask was shooting?
Yes, sir.
Nothing found?
Nothing found.
No shell casings?
No, sir.
All right. Was thorough search conducted?
Yes, sir.
Keep paying attention now.
Now,
Don't go nowhere.
where I
Keep paying
paused it,
attention.
is the Charger going through the area we discussed it earlier where there's the 2 curbs, the sidewalk, the panels possibly from underneath the car that are found?
Yes, the vehicle just passed north, followed by one of the suspect shooters on foot behind it.
And can you see the car bouncing as it goes over that area?
Yes, sir.
Now, we're seeing flashing from the left-hand side of the screen. Is that the shooter with the orange mask?
Yes, sir.
And is he shooting from a position that's near the Tesla charging station?
It's right next to the Tesla itself.
Now, we see a consistent rhythmic flashing now. Is that the alarm system on the Tesla or some other vehicle going off?
I believe it's from the Tesla itself, yes, sir.
All right. And could that have been caused by the concussions from the firing of the gun?
We believe so, yes, sir.
Is this, again, the Tesla camera?
Yes, it is.
And it's picking up, is that the Dodge Charger fleeing?
Yes, sir.
And now do we see the pistol shooter running by?
Yes, sir.
And then the second shooter. And now the person with the mask on.
That's correct.
And is that a camera that appears to be on the west side of the Tesla?
Yes, that's the driver's side.
Okay. And are all the individuals running back to the area where we previously saw what appeared to be the Impala backing into a parking spot?
Yes, sir, they are.
Okay.
All right, so look, check this out. We got that understood, right? We got them, you know, leading up to the shooting. We got them getting out the car. We got them. We know how many shooters. We know who was involved. We know who was in what car. We know everything, right? This is where they're trying to, bring in the girl to say she was a part of everything. What I want y'all to pay attention to, that I'm going to show y'all next, right? I want y'all to pay attention to this. I want y'all to pay attention to this. Pay attention to what I'm about to show you next. This is after the fact that the police found the suspects. They pretty much, somebody told on somebody because they knew where to go, right? Or they probably told on themselves. They didn't even, excuse me. They didn't even cover up the license plate, so it was fairly easy to find them, right? This what irked me the most. And what I mean what irked me the most is this how dumb they were when trying to commit a murder on a high profile person that if something happened to this person, they're gonna spend the state's money and do everything that they can to solve this murder, right? You know that. This is what irked me. Let me find this. Let me find it. Bear with me. Which one is it? Is this it? No, give me 1 second. Bear with me. Listen, I'm only bringing y'all situations that's gonna make sense, right? A lot of people get on here and they talk and they don't know what they're talking about, but I'm trying to get you to understand what's really going on. If this girl has something to do with this murder, which I feel like she do, they're not gonna give her life. I mean, they're not gonna give her the death penalty, but she's gonna get life without parole. So to go back to the beginning when I was saying, oh, why did they trial her first? Why was she the first person to, go to trial? It's because they trying to get her to tell. They playing a game, right? She's the co-defendant. They playing the game, and they spent a lot of money to try and solve this situation. Now let me find this. We're finna go back to one of the suspects' house of this dumbass person. I don't want to use an N-word. But this dumbass, they pulled the camera footage from his house. So they linked the car back to the suspect, went to the suspect's house. After going to the suspect's house, guess what they do? They pull the camera footage. Yeah. They pull the camera footage. How dumb can you be, bro? You don't think that they can't get a warrant to pull your Ring camera footage? How dumb can you be? You feel me? I want everybody to pay attention and watch this dude. This is the car that was on the murder scene. This is the car that you see a guy getting things out of. You feel me? I'm gonna play the video. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below.
Okay, and Detective, looking at the screen, this appears to be dated on June 23rd.
Yes, sir.
At 6:39:16 p.m.
Yes, sir.
All right, and were you all looking from the 23rd forward because that was the date of your murder?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, did you, in the video, does it show the Impala that you're interested in this case?
It does.
Was the individual there in the video identified as Sean Gaithright?
Yes, sir.
Did it appear he was removing items from the trunk?
Yes, several bags from both the trunk and the passenger compartment of the vehicle.
Could you see where he was taking them?
He appeared to be taking them inside of the garage of Miss Allen's house.
Just pay attention to this dumbass, bro.
All right, so we're going to try to play that on a different player because the video you obtained did not skip like that.
No.
Okay, all right.
And that's the thing, right? The prosecutor has
While you were
already,
obtaining,
they got their ducks in a row, bro. They spent way too much money to lose this case. You go from obtaining a video footage from the hotel, you go to obtaining a video footage from the Tesla, getting witnesses from around, right? Then you go to you track the car from the murder location, and you track it back to the suspect's house. You go get a warrant for, the camera footage to bring that car back to that address. Then you got the guy taking all of the stuff out of the car after you commit a murder, wiping the car down, doing so much stuff that's like, bro, you caught, homie. You caught, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Once they actually give them the book, and I'm telling you how they're going to give them the book. They're trying to make it a conspiracy to commit murder. And they all get the same charge. Keep watching, though. It's a dumbass, man. This is a dumbass. He's taking everything out of the car that they used at the murder scene. Dumbass.
Detective, did Mr. Gathright remove just a couple of items or several items from the car?
Several items.
You wiped the vehicle down already? Let's see. You take a towel. I know he's gonna wipe it down. Bro, this is like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. All right, so look, check this out. This is what I want y'all to pay attention to, right? We went through all the camera footage. We went through, you know, who's who. This is how they caught the suspects. This is one of the polices that arrived on the scene that pretty much let them know like who is who, what's what will happen when he first came to the scene. And then after I play this, I'm gonna go to the girls' hearing. Right? Let's go. Well, let me do what I gotta do first, because I'm really moving too fast. Let's go. Hold on a second. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let's go. All right, cool. I got it right here.
How long did it take to get from where you were set up at Truth 18 to Home to Suites?
Probably roughly maybe 2 minutes.
What did you see when you were going to that location?
I was responding priority northbound on 40th Avenue towards Fowler Avenue. As I got to the intersection of 40th and Fowler, Home 2 Suites is to my left. I was gonna have to make a U-turn in order to go into the hotel. At that point in time, a silver Hyundai came in front of me, basically through the intersection, over the sidewalk, over the curb area, through the bushes and into the hotel. So at that time, I proceeded after that vehicle.
What did you do after that?
I followed that vehicle around the south side of Home 2 Suites all the way to the north side to where she stopped the car. They started exiting the car. 2 females and a male exited the vehicle. One of the females was yelling, "Hey, her boyfriend was shot. You know, check on him. Is he still alive?" So at that point in time, I looked over and saw the other vehicle.
Okay. What did you see when you saw the other vehicle?
I saw the vehicle sitting there, multiple bullet holes through the front windshield, and I also saw one gentleman laying inside the vehicle.
What did you do at that point?
I ran over to the vehicle to check if there's any signs of life. At that point in time, there was no signs of life. Noticed there was a blood trail running from the vehicle into the hotel. My other officers got on scene and proceeded into the hotel because we thought there possibly could be an active shooter inside the hotel.
Before we go into that, when you say that you checked for signs of life, how did you do that?
I checked for pulse, breathing.
Was there any pulse or was the victim breathing at that point?
No, ma'am, it was not.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 2E. It's already in evidence. Do you recognize the vehicles in this photograph?
Yes, ma'am. The vehicle on the right is the one I stopped with the doors opened. That's where the people got out of. And then the vehicle to the left is the one with the bullet holes and where the gentleman was laying.
And part of you, when you were testifying, you said that that vehicle, in order to get back into this hotel, did it leave the roadway at some point to make this entrance?
Yes, ma'am. It actually crossed over the curb area, sidewalk, and through bushes in order to get back into the hotel.
Did you have any concerns about this vehicle initially when you first came into contact with the vehicle?
I thought it was part of the scene somehow.
And you said at some point your other officers from your unit, ones that you supervised, arrived. Is that correct?
Yes.
Approximately how many officers arrived?
6.
And you said, what was your first priority?
My first priority was life-saving at that point. So we wanted to make sure he was still alive to get the fire in there. And then second of all, to check inside the hotel to make sure there's nothing going inside the hotel.
Did officers from the USF Police Department also respond and assist?
Yes, they showed up just after I got there.
Did you go into any of the hotels?
I went into the hotel that's next to the Home 2 Suites. I forget the name of it.
Is it the Holiday Inn?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why did you focus on that particular hotel?
Because if you, later on, you'll see a blood trail running from the vehicle across the sidewalk into that hotel. And then once inside the hotel, there's multiple blood everywhere inside the front doors.
How many of your officers responded to the Holiday Inn?
All 6 of them.
What did you do once you got to the Holiday Inn?
Once we got this secured outside, I had USF PD stay with the people that were outside in this vehicle to secure this scene. Officer God Charles found the bullet casings at the Home 2 suite, so he stayed at that scene. The other officers ran into the hotel to start doing basically a search to see if there was anybody in the hotel with a firearm or anybody else that needed injuries because of all the blood.
Why do you have Officer Guard Charles post at the scene where you find the shell casings?
Because that's the
Can I tell y'all something? What I don't understand is why you would go into the hotel. Like, who would run into the hotel to like if I committed a murder, I would not run into the hotel. I would run off the scene. Like, this is a dumbass officer, by the way, but whatever.
primary scene.
And you said the others all then proceeded into the hotel, the Holiday Inn. Did you proceed with them?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened once you got into the Holiday Inn?
We started doing a coordinated search of the hotel, just going up and down all the hallways, all the stairwells. Once we got into the first part of the hotel, there's main blood all over the front steps as you go into the hotel. And then we went to the left, and there's actually blood on one of the door handles. So we stopped at that door to make sure the people inside there were okay and that nobody went into that room because it looked like somebody entered that room.
Okay. Were you able to do that and confirm whether or not there was anybody in that room associated with the event that happened outside?
Yes, ma'am. There was nobody associated. They opened the door and said everything was fine. And then we proceeded to the elevator where the blood continued up through the elevator.
During the course of your search, not only on the first floor but other floors, are there occupied guests in that Holiday Inn?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, can you tell the jury, and you don't have to go into each one, but are there guests that are trying to exit or opening the doors or having questions as you're doing this clearing of the hotel?
Yes.
And you said that you were able to confirm, especially the door that had the blood on it, that there were not any suspects in that room. Is that correct?
That's correct, ma'am.
Where did you go after that?
I proceeded up the elevator to the third floor where two of my officers were, Officer Conway and Officer Gale, because they were with the two subjects that were actually shot from the vehicle.
Okay.
They were on the third floor.
What happened once you got to the third floor and made contact with those two officers?
I exited the hallway, saw that they were giving basically life-saving measures, trying to take care of the blood, and just looked around, made sure that floor was secured, and proceeded to the fourth floor to secure that floor.
Did it appear that both of those persons that were in contact with your law enforcement officers on the third floor had injuries?
Yes, they did, from what I saw.
And what did you do at that point?
After we got done securing the hotel, I went back outside trying to get the fire department to come in to take care of the two subjects on the third floor, and then started getting more officers with my lieutenant to the scene from the rest of the department to try to secure the rest of the scenes that we had going on.
Did USF Police Department, while you and your officers were clearing the Holiday Inn and that hotel, did they stay outside in this area 2E where the vehicle containing the victim was to make sure, again, that no one else is going inside that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Is eventually homicide detectives and a homicide sergeant called out to the scene to take over the investigation of the case?
Yes, ma'am, they were.
I've previously shown you several photographs of the Holiday Inn. Judge, at this time, we would introduce into evidence State's Exhibit 2A through M, as well as 3A through P, and 4A through R.
Any objection?
No objection.
Be admitted.
Like, looking at her, she don't look really worried like that. You know what I'm saying? And some other things that, you know, footage in this whole trial. She's doing her makeup. She's laughing. She's giggling with her attorney. Like, the attorney turned into a whole esthetician. You feel me? I don't understand, like, where they do that at, you know? I would not be in court trying to do my makeup and get my hair cut, and this shit just crazy, bro. But let's keep watching.
Sergeant Portman, I'm going to start with 2A. Can you tell us, and let me minimize this a little bit, what is being depicted in 2A?
That's the entrance to the Holiday Inn. That's going to be off, it's facing towards Fowler Avenue.
And I'm going to go back just to 2E, if you can, and if you need to get down, you can. Can you point out from where the victim's vehicle is, where is kind of the pathway? You said there was some blood that you followed. Can you show us what pathway you and your officers took?
Yeah, you'll see a pathway coming out of these doors towards that way, towards the front of the Holiday Inn.
Okay. And you can kind of see this brick building in that picture, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's to the, if you go back to the other picture, it's to the right of that vehicle. So the Holiday Inn's actually to the right. Yes, ma'am. So.
Then actually, I have a better angle. And what is in 2B?
That's going to be the victim's vehicle being shot up, and then the Holiday Inn directly behind it.
Is this a different angle of that captured? in
Yes, ma'am.
2C?
That's going to be the back side of the victim's vehicle.
And then 2B?
That will be the people that I stopped, their vehicle.
And here is at the front of the Holiday Inn?
Yes, ma'am.
2F?
It will be the Holiday Inn and then the vehicle that I stopped going through the parking lot.
And then 2G?
Just the Holiday Inn.
Go to 2J?
That's the front like driveway entrance, and the front doors are to the right on that picture to enter the Holiday Inn.
And then can you see what's trying to be captured in 2J?
Yes, ma'am. You got the front doors of the Holiday Inn to the left, and then there's the blood trail going up the sidewalk and into the front doors.
And after the homicide unit arrived, did you brief them as to what you and your officers did when you first arrived on scene?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we'd pass the witness.
Okay, cross-examination.
Good morning, Sergeant Portman.
Good afternoon, sir.
Is it afternoon?
That's close to it.
Okay. You discovered a Glock, or your unit discovered a Glock on Taifa McCray?
My unit did not, no, that I'm aware of.
Did anyone discover a Glock on Taifa McCray?
Yes, someone at the, I believe it was HCSO at the Advent Health.
All right, and do you know who Taifa McCray is?
He's one of the people that we came in contact with.
One of the victims in the case?
Yes.
All right, did you yourself discover any guns or firearms?
I did not, no, sir.
Did anyone in TPD discover any firearms?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right.
I know the one at the university, or not the university, sorry, Advent Health, I know there was one there, but I'm not aware of the other ones.
The one at Advent Health, is that the same one we were just talking about for McCray?
I believe so,
Okay, so just one firearm that you know of.
that I know of, yes.
All right, and you did an initial investigation on the scene of the crime, right?
What do you include as initial investigation?
So just like going to the scene, trying to figure out what happened, trying to help people, that sort of thing.
Yes.
All right, and after that day, did you do any work on this case?
No, sir.
All right, so that was your sole involvement in the case.
That's correct, it's that night.
All right, so you don't have anything to say about whether Alicia Andrews intended to kill Charles Jones?
No, sir.
No further questions.
Okay, redirect.
Just briefly. Sergeant Portman, you said that you were only aware of one firearm that was collected by an individual at Advent Health. Is that Advent Health Hospital? Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that would have been because that was reported by eventually the deputies to another one of your officers.
That's correct.
As far as any other guns or firearms that are recovered in this investigation, would that information be funneled to the case detective in the homicide unit?
Yes, it would be.
I have nothing further, Judge.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, you're free to go.
Thank you.
All right, state who's your next witness.
Judge, I believe it is.
So what they're trying to do, they're trying to establish the intent. If they can establish the intent, anything that has to do with this case, she is going down. If there's text messages, phone records, her on video, knowingly or planning, or even if one of these dudes just come out and say she had something to do with it, she is going down. You feel me? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Tomorrow, which is Monday the 27th, there will be a day 4 of this entire trial, and we're going to get more evidence on this case. I want to know what y'all think in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and man, we just gotta wait till this whole thing unfold. You feel me? That's what it is, man. Thanks for watching. I'm out.